Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Kenyan Media Analysis, and as usual, I'm going to be your host. Now, my fellow Kenyans, let me tell you something. We are being fooled up with the people that are doing investigation in the Republic of Kenya, that is IPOA, behind this matter of Mr. Albert Ojwang. Why am I saying that? Because we all know that the killer squad responsible for Albert Ojwang's death is domiciled at the National Intelligence Service in the Republic of Kenya, NIS. Everybody knows what is happening. Even President William Samoei himself knows what is happening according to the letter that he scripted yesterday and aired out on his social media platform. So my question is that, why is it that up to now, Eliud Lagat have not yet been arrested, or anybody who was inside that crew have not yet been arrested? Why? But if you witness the body language of the Inspector General of Police, Douglas Kanja, if you view his body language, that man wants his deputy Inspector General of Police to step down or to resign on his docket, according to his body language.
The reason why the people of Kenya should believe that what we are telling this committee is believable. Let me start by saying that, as I did say yesterday, the primary information that we got that early morning of Sunday is that the late Ojwang had hit his head on the walls. And based on that, the first statement was issued based on that information. And it is for that reason the DCI have stated very clearly, why is it that this OCS prepares and dispatches such an information? What was his interest? So it is on that basis that the DCI has mentioned. And on my part, and on behalf of the National Police Service, and to the people of Kenya, yesterday I said, I'm very sorry for that initial information that was provided to the people of Kenya. I still remain sorry, and the National Police Service remains sorry for that. That is our position. Number two, this is about the DAG stepping aside to allow for investigations. Only this one. There is an ongoing investigation by IPOA. And in these investigations, every person whose name will be mentioned is to have played any role that led to the death of the late Albert Ojwang must record his statement, must show his side. And it is on that basis, I believe, if the DIG is going to be mentioned, then definitely he will write the statements, and I believe it's on that basis that now he can be able to step aside to allow for that completion of that investigation. My submission, Honorable Chair.
But that one cannot happen because of orders from above. The person who can give order so that Eliud Lagat can be arrested is none other than President William Samoei Ruto. He's the one who appointed Eliud Lagat, and is the one who will issue a statement or an order so that Eliud Lagat can be arrested, arraigned in court, and charged for the offense he committed.
There are questions we would rather direct to entities other than these people. We want everybody who was involved in this death to be apprehended and to face justice in its fullest. Just as also we don't want anybody who might not have been involved to be brought in. So could you be circumspect And in doing so, I ask my question, why is it that to date, people have not been taken to court? Because listening to you, prima facie, there are people who should be in court by now. And I'm saying this, Chair, because unlike the other house where you were for a whole day yesterday, you know the powers of this house over you. Why are you coming before us before you take people to court when from your evidence we can see people who can be presented, even just to be held before the conclusion of investigations, and people who could be interfering with evidences outside there? From the material you give us, why have you not taken people to court? And could you assure us before the end of business today, now that you appear before the House, that oversights you? And IG, you know our powers over you are not like the powers of where you were yesterday. Can you assure this committee before you leave, that by the end of business today there will be action from which Kenyans can see that we are not treating the cases of some Kenyans in a different way from others? I thank you, Chair.
Because the people of Kenyans want Eliud Lagat to resign as much as possible, as faster as possible. Because that is the reason why they are on the street demonstrating. Kenyans are on the street demonstrating because justice have not been made. Nobody have not been arrested that committed that crime. Yet the suspects are all over to be seen. The suspects are in police custody. They are just lying to the people of Kenya that, oh, so and so have been suspended, or the police officers that were on the duty on that day have been suspended. No, nobody have been suspended, according to my research. We are just being fooled up by the people that are doing the investigation behind Albert Ojwang's murder. We are being fooled up, ladies and gentlemen. We need to wake up our minds. These people are fooling us. Because today is the 5th day. Why is it that nobody have been arrested? Nobody have been taken to court. Nobody have been accused. All the crew that participate on that event, there is none of them that have been arrested. We are just being told that investigation is still going on. IPOA is still doing the investigation. Blah, blah, blah. Many things that are being... What are they investigating? That is my point. What are they investigating? What Kenyans wanted to understand, or what Kenyans were waiting for, so that the physiologists at the mortuary can tell them, have already been exposed. The person who done the postmortem of the body of the late Albert Ojwang exposed everything. The evidence is out. Kenyans now understand what happened. What are they investigating? At we are still investigating the people who are behind this matter, or anybody who will be, mentioned behind this matter will be arrested. Ooh. The people, in fact, Eliud Lagat should be the person responding and answering some of the questions that DIG is answering, that Douglas Kanja is answering at the parliament since yesterday up to now. The question that the DCI boss and Kanja is answering, those questions were supposed to be answered by Eliud Lagat. Because he knows the people who is sent. It is truth, everything have been aired out. But according to my research, or according to my political analysis, the government does not, are just seeing people as, they're just seeing the people of Kenyans are fools, as fools. Why? Imagine billions of things have been looted. This have been destroyed in the Nairobi CBD because of their failure. Wangeshika watu on Tuesday, ama Wednesday, yesterday, ama Monday, hizi maandamano hazingekuwa. Hata huyu Lagat angeshikwa on Monday. Hata step down. Hakuna property ingekuwa destroyed. But right now, millions of property have been destroyed in Nairobi CBD. because of the government. Ruto was supposed to issue an order so that Eliud Lagat could have been arrested and arraigned in court so that he can be charged for the crime that he committed. Hizi mambo za protest, magari kuchomwa, maduka kuibiwa nini, hizo vitu hazingeonekana. Millions of things have been looted in the Nairobi CBD just because of the silence of the government behind this matter. They don't want to rush things just because Albert Ojwang was just a normal mwananchi, was a small person in the Republic of Kenya. But let me tell you something. Ingekuwa ni MP, ama governor, ama senator, ama women rep, ama anybody with rank under the government of William Samoei Ruto, ungeona watu wengi wangekuwa washakamatwa na wakapelekwa kotini. But for Albert, nothing is happening. It is all about IPOA, bado tumepea IPOA chance kidogo, and anybody who will be mentioned and the truth is out. They can't tell us that they don't know the people who went to abduct Albert Ojwang in Homa Bay while taking lunch with their family. No, they cannot lie to us. Everything has been aired out. This issue of taking the people of Kenyans left, right, and center, it is not going to work for them. Right now, they have introduced the finance bill. They thought that reading the finance bill will cool down the temperature of the youth in the Republic of Kenya that have stormed Nairobi CBD demanding the justice of Mr. Albert Ojwang. Right now, Eliud Lagat, who is the complainer of the death of the late Albert Ojwang, is nowhere to be seen. Is nowhere to be seen. Yeye ndiye angekuwa shapelekwa huko Senate ama Parliament akuwe akijibu yale maswali ambayo mkubwa wake alikuwa akijibu katika kesi ya Albert Ojwang. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and let us meet in the next video that is going to be uploaded shortly within no time, as we are still receiving some of the reports that are emerging on our decks. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.